Okay, good morning, everybody. I know that I have a question from somebody on one of the members only posts. So I do have memberships live on the channel. It's like $1.99 a month. And if you do the membership, I do a members only post on Saturday where you can ask your unemployment questions and then I answer them at the beginning of the live stream. So the question is from AUB, and it says, my balance went down to zero, but last Wednesday, December 8th, EDD texted me this. We filed a federal state extended duration, Fed Ed extension, up to 20 weeks, which it's not anymore, on your unemployment claim. Check your UI inbox for updates. I know it's self-explanatory, but based on the math I did, I don't qualify for Fed Ed. Just wondering if it's just an automated text messaging being sent to all PEUC beneficiaries. What do you think? So it's usually a good sign when you get that text message, but if you know you don't qualify, it could just be an auto-generated text message. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Nice to have you here on Sunday, December 13th. If I could ask everybody to please like the video. Okay. And Anthony says, good morning. It's me, bad grandpa. I still haven't gotten my letter. He's a bad grandpa because he's going to be telling his grandkids that Santa and the reindeer have COVID. And that's why he can't deliver presents this year. But I actually think that that's really clever. And I thought of something about Christmas. I might as well just say it now. The best gift that you can give your family is your time. Nobody just remembers the presents. Are they maybe going to be a little disappointed? Sure, maybe. But what they're going to remember in all the years to come is that grandpa told a funny story to save the day. So time is what people value the most. At least that's what I think. Okay, let's see. So Anthony, bad grandpa. I still haven't gotten a letter if I qualified for probably FedED. If they told me they'd be notifying me by mail, do you think anything's going to happen this week? So usually you get your notifications about 5 to 7 business days, sometimes 10 business days, to let you know whether you're qualified for the next extension or not. Ben says, I've been waiting for this live stream all week. This week is building up to this epic moment, LOL. Totally. Like, I'm really torn on my channel because I do want it to grow and I want to make money on the channel. And people are doing that by posting daily stimulus videos. I've shied away from that this whole time because it's just talk, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Mitch McConnell wants stimulus. Nancy Pelosi wants stimulus. Biden wants stimulus. Trump wants stimulus. And then they just don't get anything done. And so for me, for the most part, as long as it's just been all talk, I've not made videos on it. But I really thought that there was going to be movement really last week. So I started making stimulus videos and notice I've kind of backed off from that because they're back to not knowing what's going to happen and if anything's going to pass. And that concerns me. But yeah, it's been like a roller coaster of a couple of weeks. Good morning, Troy. Jeffrey says, I was approved for PEUC and received the letter in the mail. So that means I'm going to receive all that 13 weeks. No, not unless Congress votes to extend that program, because right now Fed Ed is going to expire. Sorry, not Fed Ed. Fed Ed does not expire December 26th. That's the one that doesn't. PEUC expires on December 26th. So you're only going to get that through December 26th. If your claim balance would take you beyond December 26th, it's essentially forfeited and your claim balance is going to go down to zero. And you won't be able to access that money. Andrew says, question about Fed Ed. It may be reduced to 13 weeks as of now, but assuming a new stimulus bill passes this month and California gets more funds, can they go back to 20 weeks, revert back to 20? So I don't know. However, what I do know is they are looking to extend the number of weeks of PEUC someone could get, but that's going to be hectic for all of the unemployment offices, regardless of if you're in California or not. If you're already on Fed Ed, that's going to mean that then they're going to have to take you off of Fed Ed, put you back on PEUC, give you back the weeks of Fed Ed that you used, but that are now PEUC weeks. So it's going to be a little bit of a mess, and we're going to have to see how that plays out. Jeff says, how long are you going to receive? So right now, Jeff, you will only get PEUC through December 26th. What bill do you think you're past? Your opinion? I honestly don't know. And I'm so frustrated about it. Like, I really am. Like, in my thumbnails, like, I don't know what like face to make to show that I'm angry. Because I thought that the $908 billion bill, which is the one that includes a $300 weekly boost to our weekly benefit amount, that was only going to be retroactive to December 1st. And now they're saying maybe not, they won't start it till January 1st. I thought that had a pretty good chance of passing until they started talking about the $916 billion bill, which includes a $600 stimulus check to everyone that got one before, but doesn't include a weekly unemployment boost. And now they're saying that the sides aren't agreeing. So now I'm not even sure if anything's going to pass, and it really makes me nervous. Okay. So I don't know. Okay. Ishmoy1208 says, I ran out of PEUC today. Says all payments are done. Is there anything next? Thank you. I'm glad that you're enjoying my channel. So the next step is to find out if you qualify for Fed Ed if you're here in California, or extended benefits if you're in another state. And they should notify you by mail in about 5 to 7 business days if you qualify for that or not. Joan says, hi, Shelly. On one of your most recent videos on how unemployment calculates a base pay upon a certain time frame, I need to know more about that. Isn't a question today. Filed a new claim in August. So did you get approved for your know about your I see the continuation of the question, Joan. My old claim expired, so they awarded me the minimum based pay. I worked January to April this year, but they asked me for a copy of my W-2 from 2019. I don't understand. I'm not sure, but make sure to send them whatever they're asking for. Okay, Joel says, is messed up. Fed Ed is no longer 20 weeks because no stimulus. It will be a mess if PEUC is extended in a new bill. Will they just try to put newly Fed Ed people back on PEUC? I think I already answered that. Yes, it's going to be a mess. I do think that they're going to try and transfer people back on PEUC, and I don't think it's going to go smoothly. Heidi N says, good morning. Good morning. And if I could ask everybody to like the video, I would really appreciate it. Daniela says, is my regular unemployment is running out? Will I be able to get an extension? So it depends on your state. Here in California, there is a program called Fed Ed if you qualify. And if you qualify, that will give you now 13 additional weeks of unemployment benefits. Marisol says, I will have surgery on January 14th. So should I file a new claim by then if nothing passes? And if something does pass, I can only apply for one, correct? So you can only apply for a new claim if your benefit year is over. So for me, I applied in March of 2020. I cannot try and open a new claim until 2021. If you're on PUA, it does say that those claims expire 12/31. But unless they extend that program, there's not really a path for people on PUA to get any additional benefits. Additionally, if you're having surgery, you might need to apply for disability because you won't be able to accept work if it was offered to you. And if something passes, they'll figure out which program you belong in. Vanessa says, I'm depressed, no retroactive unemployment, no checks, and to make it worse, Fed Ed reduction. I feel there will be a massive eviction crisis starting January if only it was retroactive. Yeah, they're saying that it's something like 11 million people owe over $5,000 in unpaid rent, and it is pretty terrible. Thank you, Little Rambo, for saying I looked lovely today. Good morning, Heidi J. Hello, everybody. Please like the video. Joan says, I don't understand because if they did, wouldn't I be making more than $100 a week because this has been ongoing part 1, 2, and 3 above. So when you open a new claim, there might not, based on the base period that they used, and I saw that you saw that video, there just might not have been enough money in that claim to give you more than $100 a week in benefits. But if you think that they made a miscalculation, give them a call, make sure that they used the correct amount, see if you need to file an appeal. But yeah, reach out to them either by phone or on Ask EDD. Brandon says, I ran out of Fed Ed in the middle of November. What options do I have? So Brandon, you need to try and open a new claim. That is your first step. If you got denied that, if you can't open a new claim, you might be able to potentially get PUA through December 26th, but try and do that fast. So try and open a new claim. Ben says, and still no news on extending PUA, getting too close for comfort. Yeah, I just think it's really awful how they've made people wait on this. Like, they've had plenty of time. They should have already planned. Like, they shouldn't keep people waiting this long. Okay. Michigan finally got back pay. That is excellent. The one and only says, so they gave me 28 weeks on PUA and my claim just started on the 29th. Do you think it will continue that through December? We don't know until the bill passes, and if it passes, what language it'll be in, because right now that's set to expire on PUA on December 26th. Good morning, Chris. Marisol says, oh yeah, okay. So Marisol, I answered that one. Thank you, Armando. Daily Life says, I don't know what they are waiting for. I don't either. On a Facebook message board group that I'm in, someone said that they just think that all politicians hate people on unemployment. And I would like to think that our politicians like and care for everyone, but I'm beginning to think that maybe they don't. Sandra says, how do you know which glasses frames to order online without trying them on? I like how your glasses, I go in person and I try them on in person. This is a little trick because you guys know I love money. I go to the clearance rack where it's buy 2 frames for $99 with lenses or something like that, or buy 1 frame and lens for $99, get the other for 50% off. And I look for designer frames. These are actually not designer frames, but I look for the designer frames and then I sell the ones that I don't like, but I do try them on in person. I think a lot of people use Zenni Optical, and they're supposed to be really cheap. And I think that you can try 5 frames and send back the ones that you don't like. Yeah, I have a lot of glasses, so I need to be putting a lot of them on eBay, but I can't decide which ones need to go. Vanessa says, I hope neither bill passes. I will be willing to suffer until March when there's a true retroactive bill that's passed by Biden. That's something that I've really wondered about. Would people rather get nothing now for the chance of getting something in March? The thing is, unless those 2 seats in Georgia flip blue, so Chris, start making calls to people, make sure that they vote for whoever the Democratic candidate is. The problem is Mitch McConnell isn't going to put these big bills on the floor to even get a vote. So unless those 2 seats turn blue, there's still going to be a lot of opposition in Congress and nothing could still get done. So it will help maybe having a Democratic president. I think Biden has had a good relationship with Mitch McConnell in the past, but if the Senate's not going to vote for or approve it, we're all in a little bit of trouble. Okay. AJOA Gold TV says my weekly claims have been disqualified. I've also submitted the required documents. A lot of people are getting that. You might need to appeal the decision, but it should be in your favor. It's going to take some time to sort out. So call them and find out if you need to send out an appeal. Usually with an appeal, you have to have a court date, but they kind of know that they've been unfairly or claiming that they didn't get documents in time. And so a lot of those are actually that you just get the determination letter in the mail without having to actually really do the appeal, but you have to file the appeal. Captain Affiliate says, I'm in New York. Does the EB extension from 20 weeks to 13 weeks affect New York? So I haven't seen anything that explicitly says that. I know I indicated it in my video. I checked the website that I like to use to see how many weeks of benefits each state are giving, and they're still showing 20 weeks. I think it is going to affect New York. I'm using deductive logic, and sometimes there doesn't seem to be much logic behind these decisions. But here's my Here's my train of thought. This is how my brain works. The wording from the letter that we got from the California EDD says that the reason why they're not able to give us a full 20 weeks anymore and that they're reducing it to 13 weeks is because of how the CARES Act is written. And the CARES Act is a federal program. So if it affects California because of the CARES Act, it should affect other states as well. And I do want to mention a couple things on that. One is that FedEd has always been around for when people are experiencing high unemployment rates in their state. So that's what triggers it on. But normally a state pays 50% and the federal government pays 50%. But because of the CARES Act, the federal government is funding 100% of those programs right now of the FedEd or EB program. So what happens is that expires on December 31st, 26th, when the CARES Act expires. So I'm not sure if states will be able to jump in and do something else. I've got something. Oh, also, guys, when you do the membership on my channel, it makes me see your message more. Somebody donated $5. It's Johnny King. Johnny King just joined the membership and he donated $5. You do not need to do that. Let's see if he has a question. No question. Johnny King, if you've got a question, make sure to let me know because we're all on unemployment. I know we're all tight on funds. It does help me see your question if you make a donation, but I don't want you guys to use that. I want to do that. I'll encourage it once the channel starts, going in a finance direction and we're all back to work. I want to try and give you guys as much content as I can for free, but I certainly do appreciate it. And it helps your question pop out if you have one. Okay. Abolisher, will PUA get extended? Only if they pass one of those bills, which so far they haven't. But I hope that they will, but I don't know. Okay. Marisol, I got to your question. So you can open a new claim if your benefit year is over. If not, you actually might need to go on disability because of the surgery. And you apply for one program and then they determine which one you go in if there's anything that you qualify. Because unless Congress votes to extend something, PUA is just going to kind of go away after December 26th. And I just want to remind everybody, it seems like I lag about 15 minutes behind on these questions. I'm so sorry that I'm not faster. It might mean I don't get to your question. I do go live every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. So that's the best way, is to jump on really early and get your question at the top. But if you do ask your question, first, if I skip it, don't tell me I skip it, just ask it again and try and only ask it 2 times because I am behind. And so that way I should have a chance to see your question. Okay. So Araceli says, I'm on UI. Do I have more benefits after the 26th of December? Yeah, potentially FedEd or EB, depending on your state. Okay, so Joan, I think I got to yours. So for August, do you just need to know what base periods they used if you applied in August? I can look that up for you, Joan. Give me 1 second. I have all these pictures saved on my phone and it's not organized. Surprise, surprise. More organized than the EDD though. Base period. Okay. So if you open a new claim in August, I'm going to try and show you the picture here. I don't know if that helps. So August puts you at, they used April, May, and June of 2019. July, wait, no, that's not right. August of this year. Yeah, April, May, and June, July, August, September, October, November, December of last year, and then January, February, and March of this year. So if you believe that they miscalculated, call them and ask if they can recalculate it. Okay. Yes, Ishmoy, I'm glad I got to your question. Okay, Captain Affiliate, hopefully New York will still be 20 weeks. Please keep me updated on that. I explained my logic on why I think that they won't be able to offer 20 weeks, but I'm really curious to see what happens with that. So please keep me updated. I don't like to give out wrong information. I don't like to try and do clickbait. I don't want to worry anybody. I do want to prepare people. Let me know, Captain Affiliate. Do you follow the logic on that? I hope I'm wrong. I do. But let me know if you think I'm using solid logic on why I think that they are going to bump it down to 13 weeks. Karen says, I was on CTB when pandemic hit. Does PEUC replace CTB if the training continued through the pandemic and completed? Karen, I have to be honest with you. I do not know the answer to that question. I'll try and look into it. Jeffrey, do you think I will be approved on FedEd if my PEUC expired? I have a couple videos on that without knowing more details. I don't know. Ben says, I think we are all being cheated like 5K because of no retroactive boost. I mean, come on. I know 9 people behind on rent by like 4 months. Yeah, I agree. And I think this is all going to blow up in someone's face eventually. Brian says, I'm on my last payment from the second extension. Now what happens? You would need to open a new claim. Sandra says, we answered Sandra's. Sandra, see if you try them on in person and then also see if you can find them online. Also, try them on in person, even if they're expensive frames, and then get them on eBay. Or Zenny Optical is really good. I think you can like upload a picture and then virtually try on frames. And I think you can do, maybe it's Warby Parker, where you do 5, they send you 5 frames, you keep the ones you want and send the other ones back. Okay. Albert says, today I certified for my last week of my 13-week unemployment extension. Do I get an extension on FedEd? I did qualify, I think, with the 2 qualifying questions, but I don't see anything. They'll let you know in about 5 to 7 business days. So you should know by then. Okay, Gustavo says, happy Sunday. Thank you for your videos. Thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate all of you. I'm bad about saying it because like I assume that you guys know that I think you're awesome and that I appreciate you. But I know it helps to say it, and I really do. And with that said, I like you more if you like the video. No, I'm kidding. I like you equally, but I do like it if you like the video. Okay. Albert says, do I have to do anything for FedEd? No, they'll automatically enroll you if you qualify, and they'll automatically let you know if you don't qualify. Belinda says, I'm on unemployment. On Monday, I have to let them know about my first payment of Social Security. Will I be able to continue receiving UI? It's my understanding that, okay, I'm not sure on this one, so double check. I want to say that Social Security does not affect your unemployment benefits. I'm not even sure if you have to report it. So Sundays are usually actually a good day to call. So I recommend calling and asking them if you need to report your Social Security income. But I don't think it affects your unemployment. Again, that's something I'd love to be kept advised on so that I know the answer next time that comes up. And I'll look into that more as well. Okay, Andrew says, I believe FedEd by default is 13 weeks. CARES Act only added the 7 more weeks. So the CARES Act didn't, no, that's not quite how that works. It's close. But so usually a state can opt in to add 7 more weeks, and California is a state that has opted in. I think the only reason why it's been reduced is because the whole CARES Act expires December 31st. That's what I think. Derek says, my balance is 145. Mississippi unemployment is 235. Will I receive the whole 235? No, for your last week before you get any extensions, you'll just receive the 145. They won't give you your whole benefit amount for the week when you only have a partial amount, and they're going to wait till you hit all the way down to 0 before they decide if you qualify for something else. Marisol, you're welcome. El Solario says, hi, Shelly. So if FedEd doesn't expire, then why did my balance reach a 0? So, okay, it's not exactly that FedEd doesn't expire. The program, okay, so like unemployment doesn't expire. The program is always there, but generally there's a maximum number of weeks that you can collect it. It's the same with FedEd. So it used to be that even though FedEd doesn't expire, it's around as long as the unemployment rate is high. The maximum number of weeks that you could get those benefits for any one individual was 20 weeks. Now they're bumping it down to 13 weeks. So the program doesn't expire. It's around as long as the unemployment rate is high. But now the maximum number of weeks someone can collect that is 13 weeks for one individual. It just means, because we're all going to hit the Fed Ed program at different points in time based on when we first applied. So that's the sense that it doesn't expire. The sort of good news is that they won't count it as an overpayment since you got all 20 weeks. So you're not going to owe anything back. But El Solario, your next step is to try and open a new unemployment claim. Judy says, hi, Shelly. Thank you for coming on. I have, MSNBC on, and Schumer just said that he thinks they will have something agreed on as soon as tomorrow. Of course, we have heard this before, but maybe that would be so amazing. And again, I almost don't even want to share this. I've read that it's going to be too late to get us the benefits and to really not have any gaps in unemployment benefits. Because let's say that they agree tomorrow, then they have to finalize the language in the bill and have lawyers look over it. Then they'll vote on it in the Senate and it needs to pass. Then they'll vote on it in the House and it needs to pass. And then Donald Trump needs to sign off on it. Then our unemployment offices need to figure out how to roll that out and implement it to us. I already touched on how it's going to be a nightmare for people that are already on Fed Ed, putting them back on PEUC. I do hope that they agree on something and finalize it before the holidays, because that's just so crappy to have people hanging. It's always crappy to be hanging and to not have help, but around the holidays it's just extra evil. Okay. Bobby, thank you. I appreciate you guys as well. Marisol, you are welcome. Are extended benefits the same as Fed Ed? Yes. It's just some of these programs have a lot of different names, a lot of different acronyms. So it's EB, extended benefits. That's what the program is called in other states. California just had to go and be different and call it Fed Ed to mess everything up. Donna says, hello, everyone. I'm glad. That's the intent. It was really started to help my employees to help understand this. And it's just kind of been a boost that it's helped other people understand this as well. Because it's definitely confusing, and I definitely, even myself, have to read through stuff different times. Raphael says, certification says still pending. Will I get my payment tonight? I'm on my 20-week extension. It should switch to paid by the end of tonight. Sometimes it takes up to 48 to 72 hours, but yeah, it should switch to paid either after 10 tonight, before 8 tomorrow, or at the latest Tuesday. If it goes beyond Tuesday and it still says pending, give them a call. Peace Aaron says, hi, Shelly. The EDD over the phone said for me to stay on Fed Ed until it runs out. Don't start a new claim. My claim year is over. What do you recommend? So as long as you keep certifying and getting benefits, then you're fine. You don't need to open a new claim. But if you're not able to certify, if they're not paying you anymore, then call the EDD again, try and get a consistent answer for them. But it is my understanding that you would need to try and open a new claim. But if you still have a balance on there that it's letting you collect, then you don't need to open a new claim. But if there's a problem, it is my understanding that you're supposed to open a new claim. Ken O says, about to get my last EDD payment. What should I do? And Callie, which EDD payment? Is it your regular 26 weeks? Then you'll get PEUC through December 26th. And then after that, they'll determine if you're eligible for Fed Ed, which now lasts 13 weeks. Jacqueline says, thank you. You are very welcome. Jenny Silver's also doing it. I mean, I love that you guys watch me, but there's a couple people trying to get you guys the information. Because people need it, and the EDD isn't doing a very good job of getting that information out. Marshana says, hi, Shelly. I live in Arizona. What happens after you run out of UI benefits? Can I qualify for PEUC? Yes, that's a federal program, but right now that's set to end on December 26th. And after that, Arizona, I believe they do have extended benefits right now. So after December 26th, they'll let you know if you qualify for EB, is what it's called in your state. Judy says that they're selfish every time they say they're working hard. Yeah. Yeah, they've had these bills and this opportunity to negotiate for a long time, and it's super uncool that they're taking this long to figure it out. Joel says, some people I know said that the Pfizer vaccine will kill stimulus completely now that we have a vaccine. It kills any stimulus. What do you think? Partially true. Yeah, I think it's partially true. So I think that, they're hoping that we all go back to work safely and that we don't need benefits anymore. At least that seems to be like what the Republican side tends to think. I think in general, the Democrats are like, hey, no, people are behind on their rent. They need some like retro pay and stuff. But I think that the more that they think we're going to be able to get back to work and go back to our old jobs, that, yeah, that does hurt the chance of stimulus passing, unfortunately. Captain Affiliate. Yeah. So you're in New York. Let me know. Captain Affiliate, I answered your question. I actually wondered if you, what you thought about my answer. I do think it's going to drop down to 13 weeks, but I'm not certain. But I think if it's a CARES Act restriction, I think it's going to have to. So, but please keep me posted. The SS of Fruits and Nuts says, sorry if I missed this question, but if they pass an extended unemployment PUA bill after we have expired this month, will EDD reinstate us, or once expired, that's it? I would think, first of all, I'm hoping that they do it before that happens, because that's just going to add another layer of complication to it. I think that what they would do is reinstate it, or like send you a form asking you if you still need it. But we really don't know until we see the language of the bill and like things actually start to happen. And I want to also say the EDD has said things that have just turned out to be completely untrue before. For example, hey, you're getting 20 weeks of Fed Ed. Oh, just kidding. Now it's only 13 weeks. They also said we'd get those 6 LWA payments in a lump sum. And then they were like, no, we're going to give you $300 and then $600 and then $900. Like, it came in all kinds of different wonky ways. And the EDD has actually put that in writing and then turned around and like done something completely different. I just want to say again, thank you to everybody who's watching. I really appreciate all of you guys, but I would love it if you hit that like button. Okay. Valinda again says, I'm on unemployment. I received my first Social Security check. Will I be able to continue? I think so, but call them to double check. Alejandro says, how long does it take to check EDD Integrity Accounting Division to check your earnings to clear your UI account and certify? So it all depends on ID verification takes about 8 weeks. Still, even with ID Me, that's supposed to be better. Appeals take time. It just depends. I say anytime it's been longer than like a week, 2 weeks tops, call them and find out what's going on and where they are with your claim. Make sure that they have everything that they need and just see what they say. Captain Affiliate, I'm relying on you to check for me, because I think because of the CARES Act, it's going to go down to 13 weeks on your extended benefits, but let me know. Albert says, I just ended my 13-week extension. What do I have to do for my Fed Ed extension? Nothing. They will automatically let you know if you qualify or not. And if you do qualify, they'll enroll you automatically. Andy says, can I get both UI and PUA at the same time? No, it's one or the other. Andrew says, vaccine will probably severely affect the stimulus talks. I think politicians will try to such a low number or no stimulus at all. I did hear that Donald Trump is currently saying he wants, quote, bigger stimulus checks than even Democrats are asking for. I didn't hear him comment on unemployment, but a bigger stimulus check is still good news. And let's see here. Unbelievable that they've working for 6 months to give people their money. Yeah. Apple cider, guys. Okay. I love it. I only drink it during the holidays, even though you can get it other times, but like, I love it. Okay. Whitney says, hello, I certify for my benefits this Sunday at 12 a.m. and it still says pending. Just wondering when I'll get my benefits. Sometimes it just takes longer than usual. I never worry about that unless it's been more than 72 hours. And then if it's been more than 72 hours, that's when I call them. Daniel says, my PEUC expires the 26th of December. I didn't. So you won't get a letter until it goes all the way down to 0. And you said you're in beautiful Colorado. I've never been. I really want to. I hear they have really good breweries there. In Colorado, it's not called Fed Ed, it's called extended benefits. So PEUC's first, that ends December 26th. That'll go all the way down to 0. And then in about 5 to 7 business days, they should let you know if you qualify for EB, which is going to last another 13 weeks unless Congress votes to extend it. Okay. Hortensia. I don't know if I said that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Oh, your name is Joanna. It's easier for me to say. Hello, Joanna. You're a seasonal worker. You just work for 2 months. Due to schools closing, what might happen if I want to apply for unemployment benefits next year? Just apply and see if you're eligible and let them know that you worked less because of COVID-19. Adam says, how close do unemployment look at work search log? I don't know. I do still believe that it is waived right now. So it's my understanding that we don't have to look for it. Mine still says I must look for work each week. So every Saturday, I just look for jobs. I tend to group it. Like I applied at all the makeup companies. So Ulta, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, Sephora. I did that one week. Then I applied to electronic stores. We've got Fry's, Best Buy, what else? Apple. So like I try and group it, but I do put that I'm looking for something. And if I found something that paid better than my old job, if it ever reopens, I would take it. They could be lying, the turning tornadoes. Ben says, do I wear contacts too? I would get LASIK if I can afford it. My insurance I'm so afraid of like doctors and everything, that I don't want lasers near my eyes. I just don't. My old insurance would have covered up to $1,000 off of LASIK. I don't even know. I'm starting to feel like I need bifocals now. Like you guys know, when I read, sometimes I take it off. I have contacts, but they bother my eye. I don't know. I didn't need glasses till I was 20. So I was already like out of school. So I wasn't worried about like being called names for wearing glasses or anything. And I have contacts, but they I don't know. They don't work for me. And now I'm so used to seeing myself with glasses. Like I feel like I look kind of weird without glasses. All right. Sorry. That's not why you guys came on here. Like the video. Sorry. I get a little wacky sometimes. Okay. Katie says, Joe Biden tweeted Congress needs to act now on a COVID relief package. The American people can't wait. That's the thing. Biden tweets that. Trump says, oh, I want even bigger stimulus checks for people. Mitch McConnell says, yeah, we need to extend these programs. Pelosi says it. And then they can't agree on like what needs to actually happen to make it happen, which is the part that frustrates me. The Wayne County CARES program, funded through the Federal CARES Act, will provide $500 cash cards to eligible residents who meet income limits and work in these areas. Where are they trying to buy people vote for a stimulus check? Yeah, that could be. Okay, so I want to comment though on the $500 cash thing. So California does have a program called I think it's the WIOA grant, and that's the $800 grant. Someone asked me if that was real or if that's a scam. That is real. Some counties have already given out all of it, and I had trouble finding information on how to actually sign up. But there are lots of programs. So what you want to do is take your industry. So for example, I'm a movie theater employee and I'm going to, Heidi, we got another grant coming up. Did you get that email from Ross? So you want to search something like entertainment industry grant, in movie theater industry grant, California. Then you want to do your county, movie theater industry grant, Los Angeles County, movie theater industry grant, city of Los Angeles or city of Pasadena or whatever. So you want to look these things up on a federal level, a state level, by your county and by your city. Then I want you guys to do the same thing, but I want you to change it to rental assistance grants, California, rental assistance grants, San Diego County, rental assistant grants, Pasadena, California. So and then I want you guys to do the same thing for utilities, utility grants, United States, utility grants, California, utility grants, San Francisco, utility grants, Palo Alto. Is Palo Alto a city or county? I don't actually know. Anyway, like you guys get the point. All of those things, because there's constantly programs and there's constantly grants, but you guys got to kind of search for them on Google. There is additional help though, and that's good. Okay. Evelyn says, happy holidays. Happy holidays to all of you as well. I know they're not very happy this year though. I'm on FedEd on my 10th week, but my claim ends January 5th. What will happen or what shall I do? What does it mean that the EDD will recalculate my claim? So now they're going to give you a maximum of 13 weeks under the FedEd program. Hopefully that gets you to January 5th. And at that time, you'll try and you'll try and open a new claim. And that, of course, is unless somebody votes for something else. Welcome, Youssef. Youssef just became a member. So Youssef, when you ask a question, if you have one, I will be able to see it easily because there's like a little different icon for you. And I want to make sure that I get to your question. Okay, but now I'm highlighted on that. Why is my thing? Sorry, guys. I always have a little trouble. Okay, here we go. Okay. Sorry, I lost my place for a second. Max says, will we get unemployment in the beginning of the new year? It depends. If you're on a regular unemployment claim, you haven't used your maximum number of weeks yet, then yes. If you're on an EB or FedEd extension, then yes. If you're on PUA, no, unless Congress votes on it. If you're on the PEUC extension, that ends December 26th, but at that time, they'll let you know if you qualify for FedEd or EB. Judy says, they do not care about the working force. They figure the people that are working from home have value, but those that can't and are in the service industry can just grovel and fall by the wayside. I don't know what their deal is with the unemployment. None of these politicians are doing a good job, in my opinion. EPL says, would CARES Act extension also extend the FedEd program? Not necessarily. So in the past, in the last recession, 2008, 2009, unemployment benefits lasted 99 weeks, but it wasn't through FedEd. It was through like bills and acts that kept extending it up to that 99 weeks. Joan, thank you. Let me know. Okay, Leo says in Texas, there's EB after PEUC. Let me double check. Texas. Yes, Texas gives 13 weeks after PEUC. I should set up that's a good idea. I should move my computer. Okay, whatever. We'll do that next week. I should move my computer so that you guys can see the little map that I have up there. Yes. Oh, Johnny King. Oh, Johnny King. You guys do not have to donate money, but thank you so much. And Yusuf, your question's highlighted. So I'm going to skip to Yusuf's and then backtrack because I see I missed a few. I exhausted all PUA. What can I do in Pennsylvania? So you got to wait and see if Congress extends these programs. Also, get on the phone and call, figure out who your politicians are, your representatives, and call them and let them know how badly you need these programs. And just be like, I can't pay bills. I can't make ends meet. Also check into some of those grants and those programs to see if anything's available to help you guys out. Do not be embarrassed to get food stamps. A lot of you guys that have been watching the channel, you guys know that I was raised on food stamps. My mom currently gets food from the food bank. So there's no shame in that. Get food stamps. See if you qualify for a program called General Relief. Okay, Johnny King's comment is popping out now. And it says, I got a letter saying I was out of benefits until the 26th of December. My question is, what's going to happen after the 26th of December? So right now, we're all waiting on Congress to hopefully pass something so that we won't be out of benefits after December 26th. Ver left a comment. He abbreviated something. Do not look it up, guys. Just he abbreviated something that was funny. Okay, God, I'm behind on these questions. I'm trying to find out where I left off. It bumped me down to the questions from my members. So I'm glad I got to those. Oh yeah. And Yusuf, Why isn't it showing me this at the top? Yusuf says, what happened if you exhaust all PUA benefits? Thank you for the donation. And again, what happens if you exhaust all PUA is nothing right now because Congress is sitting on their butts not voting on anything. Oh my goodness. I'm really behind on these comments. Okay. Okay, I'm back to where I left off. I'm definitely not going to get to all these questions. I went for about 15. I'm going for about 15 to 20 minutes longer. So Anthony says, if I'm going to try and not answer questions that I've already answered, unless it's from a member, and then I'm going to go ahead and try and get to those questions. But if I've already answered it on the live, I'm going to try not to re-answer it, but I do go live every Sunday. If I miss your question, I'm really sorry. I wish I had time to get to everybody's, and I would if I shut up. So here we go. Anthony, if a bill passes and you're in the middle of your it actually says fat ass extension. When does it pass and they grab the $300 a week? Do you get back pay from the beginning of your Fed Ed extension for the extra $300? So that they're only talking about potentially going retroactive at the earliest, like December 1st right now. So it's all going to depend on what's in the bill. Vanessa says, Mitch is like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars. What a dark-hearted dude. I agree. Freddie says, if PEUC doesn't get extended after December 26th, when we transfer to Fed Ed, is there another waiting period where we don't get paid in between? If there is, it's only going to be like a week, and then when you certify again, like you'll certify for that week. So even if you don't get paid for a week, once you certify, you should get paid for like an extra week. El Solario says, when you run out of Fed Ed, do they automatically file a PUA for you? You need to call them. And again, right now, PUA is ending December 26th. Jess Pokegirl says, I'm on PEUC. I have only one award amount left. Do I have to, but it's telling me to recertify the 20th. Is that normal? So yes, when you're down to just 1 week of benefits, that is normal. And I did make a video. If you're somebody that requested your PUA claim to be backdated all the way to February 2nd of 2020, your PUA will not take you all the way to December 26th. It's going to end the week ending December 19th that you certify on the December 20th. So at this point, Jess Pokey, you're really hoping that Congress extends that. After that, PUA is not eligible for Fed Ed, so that will be your last week unless Congress votes to extend something. Anthony, don't worry about it. I can't call anybody. Queen is back. There has not been an extension. The bill has not passed, so we don't know if there's going to be a $300 boost or not yet. I'm hoping that there will be. I already welcomed Johnny, but I'm going to welcome him again because that's where I am on the questions. Oscar says, I'm in PEUC. I received a letter and $3,000 check saying I'm terminated from my job. Would that affect my PEUC? Just report that as severance pay or whatever on the, did you receive any other types of income? I don't think those do affect your weekly benefits, but if it does, it would just be for that 1 week and then you'd be right back. And then Johnny King, again, thank you so much for that $5 donation. I do really appreciate it. Joel says, hi. If $300 boost is only starting January 1st and Fed Ed is 13 weeks now, then in theory, we're all also getting denied 7 payments of the 300. I mean, they haven't even said that they're giving the 300 though. So we're putting the horse before the cart. I hope that they do that, but we don't know yet. Judy says, I have a feeling that those that qualify and shift to Fed Ed are going to leave on Fed Ed, even if they extend PEUC and PUA. Let's pray Democrats, women in Georgia. That would help us all. Andy Arias says, I'm confused because my claim said it was like $4,000, but I don't have the unemployment end on the 26th, and it wants me to certify on the 27th. What's going to happen? So you get paid for the week ending the 26th on the 27th. Just because it ends then, like you'll still get paid for that week, even if you certify for that week after that week. I hope that made sense. Marisol, you're welcome. Good morning, little Rambo. Channy says, I exhaust my EB. Will I get any more extensions? Only if Congress votes to extend it. So we're going to have to wait and see. Jesse says, I'm on extension now and I'm on zero balance. What will happen now? So if that was the PEUC extension, now you'll find out if you qualify for Fed Ed or EB. Afghan Brad Pitt. I always love when he pops in because I love his username. How do you qualify for Fed Ed? I was on unemployment, then went to PUA, and I've only got 2 weeks left. So if you were on regular unemployment and then went to PUA, you probably will not qualify for Fed Ed. But I do have several videos on that. Just type in like Shelly's Millions Fed Ed, and hopefully those will pop up. Joel says, no retroactive boost. I guess 2021 will be a year of being severely broke. You guys are also very welcome. And I would love it if you guys gave the video a big thumbs up, smash the like button, as Graham would say. Ben says December 26th. Yeah, it is. And I wish that they would not be waiting this long. Manuel, who's also a member, says, I finally got PUA and also got a rental assistance for 2 months from Casa de la Raza. Thank you for all your information. You are so welcome. And again, thank you for being a member. Captain Affiliate, I called my unemployment. As of now, we're still on the 20 weeks for extension. Hopefully I'm wrong. I do. You guys, whenever I give bad news, I honestly hope that I'm wrong. So, and Captain Affiliate, I'm super glad that you got through to your unemployment to ask them right now. So that is good. I'm glad that it's going to last 20 weeks. And that's for in New York, guys, not for California. Because California has put in writing that it's only going to be 13 weeks. Roman says, is there a chance unemployment can be retroactive? Yes, if you're just applying now, you can ask them to backdate it to when you first got unemployed. If you're talking about a boost, we don't know yet. Alex says, my PEUC extension is about to end. Only one payment yet left. I answered about the gap. There shouldn't be, but if there is, you should be able to still certify and get paid that week. So you might have to wait longer before you get paid, but like it won't be you won't have a week like when you look at your claim history where it's missing payment. I hope that made sense. Joel says, I qualify for Fed Ed, but I won't believe I'll be qualified until you're actually on it. Yeah, same. I believe it when you see it with these unemployment offices. Jeffrey Garcia says, do you think I'll be approved on Fed Ed if my PEUC expired and Congress doesn't extend it? I have a couple of videos on that without more details. I don't know. Georgia says, what about Louisiana? I have to look at Louisiana. I get confused about what's what over there. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up the website. I think Louisiana has EB. Hold on. If a state does have EB, and the website I use is CPBB. Do I have that right? I might have that backwards. Sorry. I want to check on Louisiana, and I don't know that one offhand. Okay. CBPP is the website I check. And Louisiana gives at least 13 weeks of extended benefits. Love Life. Oh, thank you. Alvina says they're giving us the extra 20 weeks. We already got the 13 weeks before. So it goes 26 weeks of regular unemployment, then 13 weeks of PEUC. Then it was supposed to be 20 weeks of Fed Ed, but now they've just bumped that down to 13 weeks. And so, yeah, that does not help anything, like in terms of confusion, that both extensions are now 13 weeks. Aaron says $1,200. Yes. 908 trillion, maybe not next week. We're just going to have to wait and see. Vanessa says, so one of my 4 quarters are in 2018. The rest are in 2019, late 2018. Will this disqualify me from Fed Ed? They won't count the earnings. No. That's your base period. That's my base period as well. They used October, November, December of 2018. That's fine. It's just if you made more than 40 times your weekly benefit amount in the base period that they used, you will qualify, or 1.5 times your highest earnings quarters, you would qualify. AJOA Gold TV says, I called the EDD and they told me to submit required documents before I can file for a new claim. I did exactly that, but I haven't seen any changes to pending payments from September till now. Call them and find out what's up. Alejandro, the EDD Integrity Accounting Division asked me for my wages. How long to check and let me certify and get my benefits? I'm not sure. I know with ID verification, it took 8 weeks. Call them and ask them. Alvina says, I'm on the second extension, which is 13 weeks. After that is the extra 20 more. No. So the total weeks you can now claim on unemployment is 52 weeks and or exactly 1 year. So it goes 26 weeks of unemployment plus 13 weeks of PEUC. That gets us to 39 weeks. Then plus 13 weeks of Fed Ed or EB, which gets us to 50. Wait, did I do that? 39, 49, 51, 50, yeah, 52 weeks. Okay. Let Out says, I heard they extended PUA for 1 more week. Is that true? No, it's not. Joel says, for the 4 quarters they count, maybe Fed Ed won't. No, they will. They will. Santa Cruz, my 26 weeks of UI is exhausted. So next you'll get PEUC through December 26th. Andy, they have not passed anything yet. They're still talking about it. All talk, no action. Caesar says, my wife has no proof of income. She only made $6,900 last year selling stuff at the swap meet. Pre-pandemic, my mom sold stuff at the swap meet in all cash also. They have made it so hard for her to get PUA. Now they are asking for proof. Will she have to pay it back? She probably only is getting the 167. I would just explain what you have. Say, I sell at a swap meet. Let me ask you this. Like my mom used to sell at Vineland swap meet and she would like reserve her space for a month in advance. So do you have any paperwork like that that proves that she sold at the swap meet or anything? And you can also buy, I don't know if this would work, but my mom has these because my mom may have used to supply the flashlights for my work because it was cheaper to get them from her through even like 99-cent store. And my employees, my little angels, they used to like to take it. I don't have anything, but they used to like, here, because my glass is cleaner. They used to put the flashlights and they swing them around and they click them on and off. And so I was like, we're only getting the 99-cent ones because you guys are just going to lose them. So, but my mom could supply them to the theater for even cheaper than 99 cents. So at like the stores, maybe if she buys supplies, you can buy like blank receipt books because my work needed receipts. My mom is licensed in the state of California for a resale permit, I want to say it's called, or she has her wholesale license so she can buy things wholesale. So any of those would be expenses that she could deduct when she's paying taxes, but those could also potentially be things that you could supply to the EDD and maybe get a receipt book and just try and like itemize the things that she sold and got cash, try and estimate maybe, and or send like a letter outlining what she did and why you guys don't have records. But you should still qualify for the 167. Ben says he likes the color scheme in my house. This house came with this blue room, and I literally just call it the blue room. It also, like, when I filmed in the living room before, it's kind of like, I call it baby poop yellow. That also came with the house. I'm not like creative enough to pick these things. Let Out. Yeah, we did that. Yes, it does the other way on SSI. You might have to report unemployment to SSI. That I'm not sure about. Call them and ask. Albert says, I'm going to like your YouTube channel. Aw, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much, Albert. And I also appreciate when you guys like the video. Okay. I am going to scroll a little bit and make sure that I haven't missed any member questions. I do need to wrap this up in a second. The member questions are highlighted. I'm so sorry that I've missed some of these questions. Oh, a lot of these questions. Maybe I do need to start doing these for longer. Johnny King, I think I got yours. I got a letter saying I was out of benefits until the 22nd. What's going to happen after that? We are waiting on Congress to pass something. So make sure to call your politicians. Let them know how bad you're hurting. Is Florida extending EB? I think Florida's a bunch of jerks. Not the people that live there, just the politicians. I don't think Florida is extending benefits. Their unemployment rate is still low there. Raul. Sorry, I stopped. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Yusuf, I think I got to that. I exhausted all PUA. What can I do in Pennsylvania? Call your politicians. Let them know that you need to get this bill passed. Okay. I'm going to take a bunch of questions from the end. I know that that's not really fair, but I have scrolled down so that I could try and get, make sure I got the members' questions. So I'm going to do a couple more random ones, and then I got to go for the day. So Marie says, when PUA reaches 0, can I get PEUC? No, because that's not available to people on PUA. That's just an extension for people on a regular unemployment claim. Cedric said, okay. For the base pay, watch the video because it's kind of super complicated, but type in like Fed Ed base pay. Shavanark, I'm probably not saying that. My regular UI just expired at 0 balance. Now I qualify for PEUC. What's next? Fed Ed? Yes. They will automatically see if you qualify for that. Michelle is giving some good advice that says, yes, you have to report unemployment to SSI or food stamps. So you might need to report that to SSI. Santa Cruz says after December 26th, PEUC expiration. Oh, shoot, it lost. Anyway, after that, yes, they'll see if you qualify for Fed Ed. AM says, I'm going to apply at Costco. Costco is actually a super good company. Hopefully they're keeping everything safe. Christian wants to know, what if I found a job? Can I still certify? Yes, you can. And depending on how much you make, you might actually still get some benefits as well. Mario says, is all EDD for self-employed done on the 31st of December? Currently, yes. And really the last date you're getting paid is December 26th, which you'll certify for either on the 27th or the following week. And if you're someone that backdated your claim all the way back to February 2nd, you're actually going to be out of benefits on December 19th. Danielle says, what happens when you run out of money? Well, maybe then the government will get a stupid clue that they actually need to still support us. We got to call our politicians and let them know how bad we're hurting. Is Missouri on an extension? Is retro still active? Michael, yes, retro is still active, but you need to call them and ask them to make it retroactive. And then, okay, Christian, you're welcome. And then nope, I answered Daniela's. Hold on, where'd that go? This is Taylor and Jamie, Taylor and Jamie in Missouri on an extension. Missouri. Let me see. Yes, they give 13 weeks of EB above and beyond the 13 weeks of PEUC. Hi, Ashley. I'm working now. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, cool. Well, I don't know if it's cool. Like, that's not the American dream to have all these jobs, but I'm glad that you found work, and hopefully it is enough between the 4 jobs to make ends meet. Okay. Jake wants to know, will invoices and bank statements suffice for the verification documents? I know that bank statements are on the list of approved documents, so we'll have to wait and see. That they're supposed to take those. Judy says, will we be able to print out our 1099 from the EDD site in January for tax purposes? I think they mail it to you. I'm not sure. I know that they'll be sending us a 1099-G for tax purposes. And I've always heard sending, but I guess they could send it through email. My brain has said that they'll be sending it through the snail mail, but I actually don't know. Maybe both. That's probably too good to be true. Shuya says, has anyone been enrolled for PUA after Fed Ed expired? I've been waiting for a call back for 2 weeks with no phone call. Call them back. Yeah. It depends on the maximum number of weeks that you've claimed too, because remember, to get PUA, you can only collect 46 weeks maximum. So find out about that. Also, when you get denied Fed Ed, they're going to send you like another self-certification claim that says that where you need to tell them the reason why you're still unemployed is because of a COVID-19 related reason. Mississippi. Let's see what's going on in Mississippi. Mississippi does offer, is that the one I just checked? Mississippi does offer EB of 13 weeks after the 13 weeks of PEUC. That's for regular claims, and there are some earnings requirements. Mario, we don't know until our Congress votes. Oh, you saw the 1099 form when you logged onto your UI online. Are those ready already? I'm still getting another payment this year. So I wonder if you just did somebody that logged on today? Is this their last certification? No, you would have one more certification as well for this year. So that's interesting. But yeah, we'll be getting 1099 Gs. Jenny scares me with her videos on income verification tax evasion. So here's the deal. Jenny is really great. And both of us don't want to scare you guys, but we want you guys to be prepared. And if you reported earnings to the EDD, but you didn't report them to the IRS, that could potentially be an issue. So what you got to do, or no, you don't got to do anything, but what I would recommend doing, and I think this is what Jenny recommends also, is file your taxes late. I don't know how well these government systems interact with each other, but if you claimed you earned it to the EDD, but you didn't claim it to the IRS, that could be an issue. I just have to be honest on that. And we're supposed to be reporting all our earnings. Okay, what about Illinois' unemployment? Let's check. Did I just lose the article? No. And again, the website that I go to is called B as in boy, P as in pencil, P as in pencil. They update that weekly and it shows like which states are giving out how much. So Illinois. I want to say Illinois. So Illinois, it's still listing that they give out up to 20 weeks of EB, and that would be after PEUC, but I think that's going to drop down to 13 weeks. Minnesota. Should I just go through all of them? Minnesota is offering 13 weeks of EB for regular unemployment claims after PEUC. Please be sure to check when someone's on. I'm going to write that down because you guys, I forget stuff. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. CTB before, like you were on that and then pandemic hit. Okay, I'll look into that. Okay, I have one more question from a member, and this will be the last question for the. I like looking this up. South Carolina, then Georgia, and then my member question from Kay, and then I'm gonna end today's live stream. No, I don't want to stand up. I'm fat, guys. I'm real fat. Like I'm skinny face, fat body. It's that situation. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I'm also not gonna show you. If you guys go to my Instagram, if you want to be creepy and stocky, someone challenged me to do like some burpees on there and I did them. You can see how fat I am, but I feel like I put on some weight even since quarantine. Okay. So, Arizona does 13 weeks of EB. That's for regular UI claims after PEUC. South Carolina does. They do 10 weeks of EB after PEUC. Oh, that's because technically the EB is half of the original claim, and South Carolina only gives 20 weeks in their original claim. So half of their original claim is 10 weeks. So South Carolina gives 10 weeks of EB after the 13 weeks of PEUC, and Georgia. I have family in Georgia. Georgia gives 13 weeks of EB after PEUC, and a member question from Kay says, hey, so what's going on after the 26th? Do I still get that week up to the 26th, and do they pay it or no? Yes, through the 26th, you will get it unless you're somebody that had a PUA claim and you backdated all the way to February 2nd. If you backdated all the way to February 2nd, the last week that you would get benefits would actually be December 19th. But if you started your claim or had it backdated to any week after February 2nd, then your benefits will go all the way through the 26th. And yeah, no matter when you certify on that, it's like the week you'll be certifying for that week. So you'll be paid for it even if you're not certifying until later. And then, so that would be for PUA. If you're on a regular unemployment claim, yes, you'll still get PEUC through the week ending the 26th, regardless of when you certify. And then you would see if you qualify for Fed Ed. All right. I don't want you guys to all type in all caps, but it does stand out. So I'm going to do one more question from Esther. Last one today for real. I used all my PEUC benefits. EDD sent me a notice saying I cannot claim a new one until end of the year. Do I still have a chance for help? Yes, you do. You would potentially qualify for Fed Ed. And if you do, they'll automatically enroll you. And if you get a denial letter, then that would be the end pretty much at this point because PUA ends currently on December 26th. I'm going to follow up because Kay has some follow-up questions and Kay is a member. No, but then back to anything. So I'm on PUA right now. Okay. So you got I answered your question, Kay? I hope so. Yes. So PUA currently ends on December 26th. Oh, Pennsylvania. All right. Okay. PUA claims all, okay. Follow-up questions about Fed Ed and PUA. PUA all ends December 26th, regardless of your state. If it's a PUA claim, done, December 26th. Chastity says, Fed Ed in Georgia? Question. For whatever reason, California had to go out on their own and call it Fed Ed, but in every other state, they call it E. E as in elephant, B as in boy, EB. It stands for extended benefits. And I just looked and Georgia is offering 13 weeks. All right. How about Nevada? All right. I do love looking this up. Maybe I got to make another video. So it's still listing Nevada as 20 weeks. But again, I think they're going to bump that down to 13 weeks. Okay. All right, everybody. Cedric. So the maximum number of weeks you can get PUA benefits is 46 weeks here in California. Not every state even has an extra 7 weeks. And the whole program has not been extended past December 26th. So even if you see a claim balance that takes you beyond December 26th, as of right now, you won't have access to that balance and it will be forfeited. Okay. So Leobardo, I love answering questions too. Leobardo says, if you ran out of Fed Ed, does it extend again? No, you need to try and open a new claim. Okay, I really do need to start getting to go. But shoot, who was it Washington State. Okay, this is going to be the last one. Washington State is still listed as 20 weeks of EB. And again, I think that's going to get bumped down to just 13 weeks. Okay, one more. Bobby B, I finished my PUA claim. He's in a state that only gives 39 weeks. So he finished that last week. Should I continue to certify or to do a weekly claim in Pennsylvania? This is my advice, Bobby. If it will let you continue to submit a claim, yes, because that way, if Congress votes to extend that program, they'll already have like your certifications is what we call it here in California. So they'll already have that information on file for you, and then it would be easier to get you paid. So if it will let you certify or submit a claim or do a weekly claim, continue to do it. Yeah, and that's got to be my last question for today because I've gone quite over the hour. I do go live every Sunday morning. I appreciate all of you. If you didn't get to my question, if I didn't get to your question, I am sorry. And I am still going to ask you guys to like the video. What is next Sunday? When's Christmas? I don't know. Next Sunday is the 20th. We'll be going live then. And I'll see you next time.